30, 25, 20, 15. He is in. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Welcome to this week's show. On Saturday, the Huskers welcomed their longtime rivals, the Oklahoma Sooners. It was also the debut for Coach Mickey Joseph on Saturday. Really good atmosphere, but I know after the first couple of drives of the game, it didn't go the way you wanted.
No, it didn't. We started out fast, but first of all, I want to start off by thanking the fans who stayed through it and stuck with us throughout the entire game. I want to thank them because that's unusual doing these days of college football. But it didn't. We started fast, but we got to be more consistent.
Huskers and Oklahoma. The Battle of the Big Reds took place on Saturday. When we come back, we'll check out action from the first half. That's next on the Bank of the West Husker Football Show. Welcome back to the Bank of the West Husker Football Show. On Saturday, Nebraska entertained the Oklahoma Sooners, the Battle of the Big Reds, longtime rivals in Memorial Stadium. Great atmosphere. You were fired up, the fans were fired up, and the team was fired up, and really a couple of good series to begin the game. Yes,
if you watch the first play, I thought they played really hard. I thought they came out the gate, and we put some pressure on him, and we got to him, and they came out. They came out with some energy. We got to continue to keep practicing with that energy. I think Trey did a really good job right here. Hey, we've shown that we do have some really good football players. We just got to be more consistent. We got to play more consistent. We got to win in all three phases of the game.
Great drive, 6 plays, 77 yards. Trey's first touchdown as a Husker. He had 10 catches for you in this game.
He had 10 catches. But, like I told Trey, you got to play like this all the time. You got to play fast. You got to play fast. And I love how you flip the ball to the referee, act like you've been there.
All right, now you've got them in 3rd and 7 on this drive here, and they pull a quarterback draw. Talk about this play.
Oh, right here. We got, we got to get him down. We got to get him down right here. We got to take a better angle. Tommy can't get blocked like that. He got blocked 30 yards down the field. That can't happen. But we got to get him down.
So a 7-all game. You have an empty possession here. You got a misfire coming up from Casey to Marcus that could have kept the drive alive, and now Oklahoma, you were able to stop them on this drive and get the football back. So you had 2 stops in the first 3 drives.
Yes, and that's the thing about it. I thought the defense came out and played with a lot of energy, more energy, and we got to do a better job on offense and maintaining the drive and keeping them off the field.
Huskers unable to get anything going. I think you had 5 straight empty possessions and a couple of sacks at this point in the game by OU.
Yes, they had five possessions in the first quarter. So we got to do a better job. I got to do a better job as the head coach to get the offense to slow it down when we feel like the defense needs to get a break.
Oklahoma has the lead, a pretty pitch and catch for them to go up 14-7. And then again, the offensive line, in case you can't find anybody, gets sacked.
Yeah, we got pressure. Can't have pressure like that.
We didn't show up, but they had a pretty good punt return that gave them the short field. They only had to go 23 yards.
Yes, they were doubling the gunners, so that means the interior guys had to get there. And right here, we got to get him down. We got to get him down.
Unable to get anything done there. Oklahoma punches one in. Then your offense started getting some negative plays. Here's a negative play to start a drive.
That's unacceptable. I think right there that's a call that we probably want to take back, but we got to do better.
Oklahoma's starting to find their rhythm a little bit here, and they were throwing some trick plays at you a little bit. They even do a double pass on this to score.
Right here. Now, this double pass, like I said, the back leaks out. That's a really good play. But the backers, they got to go with that guy. They got to see that guy releasing. We got to do a better job.
Coach, you have an 11-play drive here. It ends up down here. You go for it on 4th down. I think it was right call. I think Anthony was going to get there, but he kind of stumbled a little bit.
Yes, and we was chasing points right there, so we had to go ahead and try to go for it.
Oklahoma drives it back down. This drive ends up with a missed field goal, so you get the ball back after the miss, but again, a negative play early in the drive shuts it down.
Shuts it down right here. Think about it. Penetration. Penetration kills run plays, and we got to try to, now put your foot in the ground and get up the field. Put your foot in the ground and get up the field.
So Oklahoma gets the ball back after this short drive by the Huskers. You get a chop block here that wipes out this play.
Yes.
Marvin Mims has a big punt. Marvin Mims, good player.
He's a really good player. I recruited him at LSU. I thought we had him at LSU, but he's a really good player.
Down the sideline he goes.
We can't give up cheap stuff, and that's what we give. We give cheap stuff. You got to be where your technique at, and where your technique takes you, and you got to trust it.
So the Huskers in the half on a short drive here. So Oklahoma in control of this game at the halftime, and Huskers down 35-7 at the break against their old rivals, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Pressure from inside. You know, we gave up 4 sacks. We had 9 gave up 9 tackles for loss, and we got to fix that. I mean, we got to get better this week, and we got to get better in the interior. We got to get better with the D line and the O line. We got to get better, and I got to make sure that we practice in the right way, and I'm going to change it up. I'm going to change up the way we practice. It's going to be more drill work this week. You know, everybody might not like it, but guess what? They don't have to like it because they don't have to go in front of that portal. I had to go in front of it and take the blame, and I will, because I'm the head coach.
First half in the books. Let's come back, check out the second half. That's coming up next. We are back in the Bank of the West Husker football show. 35-7 to score at the half. Huskers get the ball to start the second half. What was kind of the message to start the third quarter, and then you turn it over right away on the first play?
Don't quit. Keep fighting. You know, and you know, with Trey is a really good catch, but you know who's going to strip the ball, and he knows this. The guy that you don't see, the guy you don't see. We had a later one in the half with Isaiah right here. With the wide split, he's got to be inside leverage the entire time.
And then Oklahoma scoots the running back up the middle. Exactly. They scored
That's not good.
Painful to watch at times for the
penetration. There's a lot of penetration in the backfield.
3 and out for the offense. Boy, way too many of those, and put your defense right back out there.
Yes, we got to do a better job on offense of slowing it down. In a situation like this, we got to slow it down. Like right here, you got to get him down. You know, you got to get him down.
Buford with the tackle to end that play. Mm-hmm. Gabriel, the quarterback, what'd you think of his play?
I thought Gabriel was hey, listen, I thought he was a little off. You know, and I'm glad he was a little off, because if he'd have been on, it would have been bad. Like right now, Miles got a break on that. Miles got his post coming to you, got to break. You got to break on that post.
So you have the football back. A.J. Allen, unfortunately, gets hurt in this game, and now you've got Chuba in the game. You wanted to see him. He needed to get some snaps.
Chuba needed to get some snaps, and Isaiah's the same thing as Trey. You know, who's going to strip the ball? The guy you don't see. Right here. Cute. Hey, you got to get off the block. You got to get off the block.
You do force a turnover on this drive. You get a fumble recovery coming up here from Garrett Nelson and stop this Oklahoma drive right here.
Yes. No, you can't say nothing negative about Garrett. Garrett's been strong the whole year, and he plays his butt off.
Gabe Irvin gets some playing time late in the game, and he ran hard, led you in rushing.
He ran hard, and you know what? We're going to need Gabe. We're going to need Gabe, and I tell kids, you never know when your time is going to come, and you take your hat off to Gabe. That's a great thing. Now, Chuba's got to get this first. He's got to run through that arm tackle.
Got to get through there. So Oklahoma gets the football back. Now you got a lot of twos out there on defense, and you wanted to see those guys.
I wanted to see those guys because guess what? Now it's the evaluation period. Now we evaluate who can play, who can help us, because evidently the guys we've been putting out there haven't been helping us. So we want to see who can help us and who. Young kids. Sometimes the young kids got to go to the youth movement. You know, you call it the youth movement.
So you get the ball back. Chuba with the throw just misses Omar Mayer.
And I thought Omar would have run out of that, but he just missed it.
And then an interception coming up here. What did you see from Chuba on this play?
All right, now Chuba, hey, listen, you got Omar right here in the flat. Give it to him. I mean, it's a give it to him, but I'm not going to throw a jump ball to Hickman. I'm not going to throw a one-on-one to a tight end.
So Oklahoma has the football back. They're not able to move it. Then you do have a really good drive late in the game led by Chuba. A 13-play, 82-yard drive. You had a good mix of run and pass. Gabe had a couple good runs, and Chuba had a couple good throws.
And Chuba's did a really good job on this play, just finding an open receiver. Ollie right there. That's a nice catch by Ollie.
And here's Gabe showing some quickness. Looks like he's recovered from that knee injury.
Yes, and you know what? We need Gabe. We're going to need Gabe right now. Gabe's going to be a big part of this thing from here on out. It's a good job by Chuba right here. That's what Chuba can do. He can pull the ball down and run it.
So he's able to scoot in there. Huskers get their second touchdown of the game late in the contest, but it ends up an Oklahoma victory, 49-14. We've got more of the show coming up next. Welcome back to the Bank of the West Husker football show. Last weekend, the Huskers inducted some more players into the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame. Our cameras were there to catch the night.
I mean, he played everywhere. He played tackle, he played offense, defense. But when we told him he was being inducted, he was extremely emotional. He never thought he would be here.
There's never been a football community like Nebraska. I want to thank Tom Osborne, Tom Osborne is the most inspirational person in my life. There has never been anybody that's been more inspirational than Tom Osborne. I hear his voice every single day.
I look at just at this year's class, what a great group of players to be included with. I had the great fortune of playing with some of the program's best players, Dave Remington and Dean Steinkühler, Roger Craig, Mike Rozier, Irving Fryer, Turner Gill, some truly great players. The highlight for me, I guess, was our 1981 season when we won the Big Eight, beating Oklahoma soundly in Norman.
I'd like to say thank the committee for electing me into the So I'd like to mention two great coaches, two totally different coaches. One is Dick Foster, who coached me at Coffeyville for a year. We knew when the coach was upset. He used some choice words. I mean, some choice words. But then when I got to Nebraska, you know, Lorenzo Hicks, he said, let me tell you something. If Coach Osborne ever says, dang on it, that means he's upset.
So when they extended that offer, I took it right away. I just got done taking a trip to BYU, and that was actually school number 2 for me. And then when Coach Darlington came, knocked on my door, I was ready to go. They told me I could play for Big Red, and that was it. For this opportunity, and for this, I am so grateful to Lincoln, Nebraska for everything they gave me and the open arms they have and the love that they showed me. Just a kid from Hawaii. And thank you guys again. Appreciate this.
Dang, I wasn't even planning on crying, but two guys cried for me. So, Eric Hague. Me and Eric, we're best friends, and we had the same offer. So we had like Fresno State, Colorado, Nevada, and we set up our visits together. And so the deal was whoever committed to a place first, like that's where the other one was going to go. And so we came up here, and let's just say Eric had a little bit too much fun the night before. And then so he had a meeting with Callahan, and Callahan said, hey, how would you rate this trip? And Eric said 10 out of 10. And he said, all right, why don't you commit here? And he said, I commit. And then so, yeah, and so he had told me that. And so I kind of knew where I was going. Some of my favorite Husker moments, real quick, Alex Henry, our kicker, we were playing Colorado, huge rival. He kicked, I think, like a 57-yard field goal. It was probably the loudest I ever heard, Husker Stadium. Another one was my pick against OU. Another one was when Sue slammed the Baylor quarterback by his head. That was a pretty cool one. And then it was good to beat up on Arizona in the Holiday Bowl, 38-0.
We are back on the Husker Football Show. Time for us to check out the Hy-Vee sounds of Saturday.
Mickey Joseph takes over. The upbeat, likable Joseph gets his first opportunity to lead the Huskers out of the tunnel today against their longtime rivals. 1st and 10 at the 30. They go quick, trips again to the near side. Back to throws Gabriel. Has some time now being rolled out. Garrett Nelson cuts him back. He's hit and dropped. There's a sack. First sack of the game. Luke Reimer with a sack. And that's your Big Mac sack. 1st and 15. Thompson gets the shotgun snap, takes a shot toward the end zone. Palmer's there, he's got it! Touchdown, Nebraska! Trey Palmer's first score as a Cornhusker, 6-0 NU. Bevel sends man in motion. They fumble the football, the Huskers have recovered at the 25-yard line. Bad exchange between Bevel and Gavin Freeman. 50 yards. Lines up behind Chubb on the pistol. 1st and goal at the 8, snap back. They give it off to Arnold. Chuba keeps it himself, racing to the right, to the 10, to the 5. Chuba Purdy dives for the pylon, and it is a touchdown, Nebraska. Chuba Purdy with a scramble for 8 yards and a score. Huskers drop one to the Sooners today. The Huskers fall to 1-3 on the season.
We're back on the Husker Football Show. Bye week, a chance to get after some things this week.
Yes, more drill work. More 9-on-7, more bump combo drill, turnover drill, more drill work, less teamwork. because if we don't get this individual fundamentals taken care of, it don't matter when we get the team. So we're gonna focus on individual work with the offense and the defense and the special teams to get better.
All right, have a good week.
Thank you.
Mickey Joseph with us here on the Husker Football Show.
Go Big Red.
Back in 2 weeks for our next show.